And welcome to Farm to Home. And I'm here this morning with the registered pharmacist, Thomas McDowell, as usual, located in the Boyce Willis building on the first floor right there. So welcome, Thomas.
All right, thanks, Sandra. Glad to be here.
Glad to have you here. What are we talking about today?
So really excited about today's topic. We're going to talk about a supplement that not a whole lot of people probably know about, and it's really come on the scene recently as having just some wonderful effects on blood sugar and cholesterol and even cardiovascular systems. And so it's called Berberine.
I've never heard of that.
So Berberine is a supplement that is derived from a shrub, actually from the root of a plant. So it's a botanical extract type of natural supplement and that shrub is originally from kind of the India, Nepal area in Asia, and it's been found to have a lot of wonderful effects on blood sugar regulation. So that's really key for our diabetic patients or pre-diabetic patients. Also with lipid metabolism, which is key for cholesterol regulation, and then also some cardiovascular supportive qualities as well. And so really a relevant supplement when we're right here in the middle of Heart Month, Heart Health Month, and we're focusing on that all month long here, and so we're really excited to dive into this. So it's a supplement that you're probably not going to pick up just at Walmart.
Right.
This is something where you're really going to have to do some digging. We carry it at Medical Park Pharmacy, and it's the one that we have, it's a really highly bioavailable form, so really highly absorbable, and it affects the different pathways that we talked about, and we want to go into that a little bit. So on the glucose metabolism, so that's blood sugar when we talk about glucose, multiple pathways that are really similar to a lot of the prescription drugs that you're hearing about these days. So it inhibits hepatic gluconeogenesis, so that's when our liver releases glucose. Our bodies can actually release glucose internally, separate from the intake of glucose. And when we talk about glucose, we're talking about sugar.
Yes.
And so it inhibits that, so you're not releasing as much glucose into the bloodstream, which elevates your blood sugar. It also stimulates glycolysis in the peripheral cells, which that is the breakdown of glucose into energy, which is what we want.
Right.
And if you're not exercising especially after taking in a bunch of sugar, your body doesn't really know what to do with it.
Exactly.
Because the purpose naturally of sugar and carbs is energy.
Right.
So if you're exercising a lot, carbs are not always your enemy.
Right.
They do help provide energy, which is why you hear about a lot of young adults or athletes that take in a lot of carbs, but they're so active that they're burning those carbs off, turning them into energy. So this is a way the Berberine supplement can actually stimulate that process and turn the glucose into energy. It also promotes the secretion of GLP-1. And so I know I'm getting into a lot of the weeds, but GLP-1 people might recognize is the familiar term with GLP-1 agonists, which is your Ozempic, your Mounjaro, your Victoza. They are all GLP-1 agonists. They stimulate the release of GLP-1, and GLP-1 slows gastric emptying, so you're not digesting your food as fast, so you're not releasing blood sugar into the body.
Is that a good thing? Quickly. That we're holding back? I mean, we'll
probably unpack that in a different segment and get into the GLP-1s.
I would love to hear more about that.
There's some side effects with those drugs for sure, and GI upset is definitely one of them, and upset stomach constantly, and there's some effects downstream when you alter that digestive process.
It just seems like everywhere I go somebody's talking about Ozempic.
It's a super hot item. Wegovy's another one that's approved for weight loss, and so they went crazy on TikTok. Everybody
Right.
wanted them, and because of their weight loss effects,
Yes.
primarily. But they
Yes.
originally were used for lowering blood sugar, and they do that. But they also help you lose weight, and that's great. They can really help kickstart some weight loss, but they're not always for everybody, and they do come with some side effects, as do all drugs.
Right.
And so this berberine actually, stimulates the release of GLP-1 in not as aggressively as the Ozempics,
Right.
but a similar pathway. So you're getting some of
Yeah.
that effect naturally through a supplement.
Anytime you can take a supplement versus something, medication,
Yeah.
prescription medication.
It's gonna be
Thomas
cheaper.
is
And-
well,
and
it's
it's
got to
more
be so
natural.
much, so much better for you.
Yeah, and you don't have to inject yourself. And I'm definitely not comparing it as being equivalent as far as weight loss and A1C
Right.
lowering as the GLP-1 agonist, but it's an option that you
Right.
could consider, especially if you're in that pre-diabetic range, which millions of people in the United States
Oh,
are pre-diabetic.
yes.
And we're going to see, we've talked about it before, the numbers, we're going to be up at 20% of the population is, type 2 diabetic, and it's going to continue to grow. So
Yeah.
this is a way to get out in front of it with diet and exercise, is key. But it also, it promotes the GLP-1 secretion, but it also has some similar effects as a DPP-4 inhibitor, which is like Januvia, and that's a common diabetic drug. And DPP-4 normally breaks down GLP-1, but if we inhibit it, we get more GLP-1,
Right.
which is slower gastric emptying, lowers blood sugar, and so that's the blood sugar metabolism, and all of that leads to basically helping regulate blood sugar and potentially lowering your blood sugar some with the berberine. On the lipid side, cholesterol, when we talk about lipids, we're talking about cholesterol. It's been shown to reduce total cholesterol and LDL, which is considered
Wow.
kind of the bad cholesterol. And so that's the effect on the lipid pathway. Kind of a complicated process there, but reduced intestinal absorption of cholesterol, so you're not absorbing as much cholesterol.
Right.
And so that helps keep your cholesterol levels down. Cardiovascular support, so heart health. It has some antiarrhythmic properties. It helps potentially reduce plaque buildup, that's kind of due to the cholesterol pathway we just mentioned.
Right.
But if you're helping regulate cholesterol, you're helping your heart health. And because those two things are intertwined, plaque buildup in the arteries is what leads to heart attacks and strokes.
Exactly.
And so that's the cardiovascular pathway as well. And so it's a really neat supplement. Usually you're taking one capsule, soft gel, twice a day with a meal. The typical side effects are going to be similar to the GLP-1 agonists like Ozempic because of how it works, and that's some of the GI upset. Usually not as extreme as the GLP-1 agonist injections, but a little bit of GI upset, especially at first as you get used to it, so you can start slow. But we do carry this at Rocky Mount Medical Park Pharmacy. We're at 901 North Winstead Avenue, Suite 100 in the medical park or Boyce Willis Clinic building, 5-story building right there on the first floor. So I encourage you to look into the supplement, ask your pharmacist about it, and it's, and also with what a lot of people are looking for, it has some of the weight loss, because of that GLP-1
Right.
secretion. If you're slowing the gastric emptying, you're potentially making yourself feel fuller longer, so you're decreasing the amount of food that you
Food
eat.
that you eat, yeah.
And so that helps, that's pretty easy tracking towards
Well,
weight
it's
loss.
really good that they've got a supplement, I think, that does this. I mean, that's really, really good. So I would encourage you, there's so many people, we talk about it all the time, especially women, we're in groups, and all the groups I'm in, everybody's saying, oh, I've got to lose weight, I've got to lose weight. Well, hey, you might want to consider this.
Yeah, and
the berberine,
yeah, absolutely. And so definitely encourage diet and exercise, but we all live busy lifestyles. This could be a way to kickstart, get you feeling encouraged,
Right.
see some of those numbers drop on the scale, and then, kind of kickstart
Yes.
you into a diet and exercise program while you're still taking this. But it has some really neat effects, and it's just you want to find a good quality bioavailable supplement. And so this one is really highly absorbable, and that's the key, because you need to be able to absorb what you're taking.
Absolutely. Well, Thomas, we appreciate this information this morning. You know, this is what it's all about. Thomas comes and gives us options. We need to know our options. We don't have just one option. You know, we need to know all the options, or we shouldn't have just one option. We need to know our options, and you can certainly find this Berberine at Medical Park Pharmacy, and as you said, it's on the bottom floor of the Boyce Willis 901 Winston Avenue building. So, and the pharmacist there and the staff there is so nice. What are your hours?
Yeah, so we're 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday, and we deliver free to the office and to the home. So if you can't get there during the normal hours, we can bring your prescriptions to you or your supplements to you, no charge on the delivery. And we deliver throughout the Rocky Mount area, and so we'd love to support you. We'll get you in and out quickly. No super long waits, no staying on hold for 30 minutes. You get to speak to a person that listens to you. Yeah, and that's unfortunately that's what's going on in a lot of pharmacies these days.
It really is.
And we try to get to know you and help you, treat you like a person instead of just a number. So if you care about your health, and want to have a higher level of pharmacy care, I would encourage you to check us out, or any independent pharmacy. You're usually going to get a higher level of service and quicker service. And so we'd love to help you out at Medical Park Pharmacy. Full service pharmacy. It's not just for folks in the Boyce Willis Clinic. We serve patients throughout the Nash County area, and we'd love to be your local pharmacy.
Well, Thomas, thank you again for coming this morning and again telling us what our options are when it comes to maybe some weight loss and some other things. So Thomas will be back in 2 weeks, but Thomas will also be sharing with us this afternoon. We're going to pre-tape, and we'll be showing that on the morning show and several other times. We're going to pre-tape our Heart Month segment with Thomas. Thank you for your sponsorship.
Absolutely.
Of our, we're running a PSA for Heart Month that gives statistics and what to do if you have, what pains to look for heart attack and all kinds of things. So we want you to be healthy. That is our ultimate goal.
Absolutely. Looking forward to the next segment.
Absolutely. All right. We'll be right back with you right after this.